Hey guys, Prove here. It's been a little while, but I finally produced yet another short commentary review. I was having trouble deciding which tournament I wanted to delve into, but finally I've decided on the Raidcall Dota 2 League. With so many other prestigious events starting up now, I was afraid this league might get overshadowed. Since we're already into week 6 of the league, here's a short glimpse of what we've missed. A pretty decent prize pool of 10K is on the line. 8 teams are invited to play in the 7-week season, ending with a 4-team double elimination playoff. Team performances throughout the season will correspond with their seeding in the playoffs. Radicall and AC are the official casters for these games, so be sure to check some of the matches live to support them. Evil Geniuses are leading the way, but here is the complete scoreboard. So I might have caught the tail end of this league, but there's still plenty more exciting games to surface before the finals, which will surely go out with a bang. The first match we'll be looking at is Dignitas vs Empire. These matches are all best of 3, so this is just game 1 of this set. I'm excited to review this game because Dignitas, formerly known as Pot and Bottom, made a huge splash in the competitive scene recently and is taking it by storm. Empire is also a new team, but with a roster that was put together with players from other teams. You'll recognize a few of these guys formerly from teams such as D2l and M5. Let's see if Empire's got their teamwork together and find out if Dignitas can compete with the big boys. It's pretty nice having so many heroes with AoE in this tri-lane. For the longest time they didn't even have to attack Sven to get him to low HP, and the tower was just like, whatever, go ahead. While Blow was dying top, Snake King attempted to dive on Furion, but the cards just weren't in his favor, and SS was able to even up the score. Empire immediately struck back on top, attempting to take back control of the lane. WTS exposed himself just a little too much, and Empire took advantage of the opportunity to take him out. But Wisp floated a little too far out, and Dignitas picked up their own kill. Snake King got some sweet revenge on SS when his Flame Break hit exactly where it needed to be, and pushed Furion back into the inferno that is Firefly. It's no doubt that this game was action-packed right from the start. 7 minutes in and already 8 kills were on the board. Go Black was the first to drop, but there's plenty more kills to be had from this engagement. As more and more heroes flocked to the river, the epicness of this battle just continued to grow. Both teams accepted their losses, but refused to back down. Twin-Headed Dragon attended the fight just to receive his 3rd death. I had a long game that I cast in one of my games last week, but this one definitely takes the cake. I feel like now might have been the time for Dignitas to back out of the fight, but they really wanted to continue it since they had the Infernal up still. However, despite that, it was still 2 vs 5. Well, maybe 4 vs 5 if you want to account for the damage that the Golem will dish out. Dignitas was at least able to pick off some more heroes, as this huge clash of the Titans continued to transpire. Despite Twin-Headed Dragon, Warlock, and Undying all getting killed, they reappeared to help again. That's how freaking long this fight took. It's not that often that you have enough time to die, wait for respawn, then join the battle, and die again. I'm looking at you, WTS. Dignitas played very aggressively this game, but I can't help but feel that they had plenty of opportunities to end the fight and not add more losses to their team. Twin-Headed Dragon and Undying getting killed because they ran into the tower were just unnecessary casualties. Man, I'm exhausted just from watching that fight. When you have a Wisp in the game, you do have to be very proactive about picking people off, even if it means relocating into an enemy tower. But then when it brought Sven and Wisp back, Dignitas thought they'd be able to score some kills. What they didn't account for was Leshrac TPing in to lend a hand. And on top of that, Chen just completely turned the tides of this battle with his Hand of God. It's even more awesome because it healed Sven double thanks to the tether from Wisp. Needless to say, I'm very impressed with the teamwork that came out of Empire this game. There were a lot of really awesome plays to choose from, but for me, this one was great. Fatal Bonds got placed on a lot of important units. Unfortunately, when the rock came down, it missed Sven and Wisp. I also like how Wisp used his wand to heal him and Sven back up. Seriously, I can't get enough of the healing possibilities with Tether. It's so awesome! But this is the awesome part. Fog used his Infernal so well this fight, and since he couldn't catch up to Chen, he just smacked his creep a few times, and Fatal Bond sealed the deal. Fun and Blow were attached at the hip this game, taking any opportunities for Sven to get some kills. Time after time after time. But finally, Dignitas pulled it together and managed to engage in a great team fight. Furion just got pulled into a massive inferno by Twin-Headed Dragon and Batrider. Lesh TP'd in to help, but was singled out immediately. Warlock did get left behind, and Empire snatched up a kill as soon as they could. Furion opted to fight back, but there was really nothing he could do to help. The biggest win of the fight, though, was the fact that Dignitas were able to take down Sven and end his dominating streak. Empire went for Roche, and although Dignitas saw them doing it, they just weren't able to bring the whole team together in time. With Aegis and Sven's ult ready, Empire was egging for a fight. Siren popped her ult and tried to get her team into position, but really, I feel like it just helped Empire's allies catch up and gave Furion time to TP. Warlock was trapped behind Treants and Sprout, so his Infernal couldn't get off in time. When he did finally throw down the rock, it missed Sven and Wisp entirely. Empire did really well in this fight and were able to keep their allies alive with Hand of God, Mech, and Aegis. It marked the first 5-man wipe. Empire pushed up mid and forced Dignitas to TP back to defend. I really liked the play coming out of AUI in this fight, sleeping everyone and then running forward to continue sleeping, but being far enough away so that Lesh was unslept and in the midst of all of Dignitas. After they were able to chase down Go Black with her net as well, and secured themselves 2 kills. But wait, that's not all. When you buy 2, you can also get a rare Furion for a limited time offer, but you must hurry because this deal goes very fast. Valued at 344 gold. With that last fight under their belt, Dignitas gained some momentum and actively searched as 5. They did a lot of damage to Go Black before Fun and Blow showed up. Siren slept once again, but this time her team got into a good position. The rock came down hard on Empire, and the 2 remaining heroes dropped without a word. Again, Empire picked up Roshan and were uncontested as Dignitas knew they couldn't fight on Empire's terms. With Sven having gone an S&Y build, Empire knew they had to end the game as fast as possible. Over was the time when Sven and Wisp could just TP around and pick heroes off. It did work really well early on and gave Empire a great early game advantage. But now, Dignitas were sticking together and they had amazing teamfight potential. The last few engagements we've seen have gone in favor of Dignitas, so they really were starting to gain on Empire. Dignitas tried to do their own mid push, but were met with massive amounts of resistance from Empire. Despite Sven having BKB, net will still hold him in place, so Dignitas were able to just continue to net him and stay out of his range. Regardless, Empire were able to round up a few kills, and push Dignitas out of their base. And now I will show you the power of Furion, or really anyone that has a global presence ability. Batrider would have gotten away just fine regardless of that. And so the back and forth cat and mouse game continued. Empire were finally able to take the mid racks, but at what cost? I'll leave it up to you to guess whether or not this was worth it. With 3 heroes dead, Dignitas knew it was the optimal time to counter push. Lesh and Furion were forced to buy back to defend their oncoming base assault. Sven got in there with BKB, but it actually hurt more than it helped. Siren slept his allies, so he was the only one targetable, and they were able to do a lot of damage to him before drowsiness overtook him. It was just a really messy fight for Empire, as they got split up easily. They were able to take a few kills of their own, but continued to lose heroes left and right. With Sven and Furion down, the support heroes tried their best to defend, but to no avail. There were just too many Dignitas still, and they were able to pick off both the mid racks and prove to Empire that they are still in this game, despite the early lead they had over them. Well, this was almost my favorite clip because it's just really funny. Siren images are so strong that they can take Raxes practically all on their own. With 2 racks down, I'm sure you know who's won by now. So this is the final fight. All in all, Dignitas had a really rough time early on, specifically in the tri-lane. Undying and Twin-Headed Dragon racked up quite a few deaths from the powerful combo of Savin and Wisp. Despite how much momentum Empire had starting out, the build Savin went couldn't really push them until late game against a Siren who was doing considerably well. Dignitas got their teamwork together mid-game and started pulling ahead, and ultimately secured Game 1. Well, this is my first review of both these teams, but I gotta say, I am thoroughly impressed. The rumors I've been reading about Empire and Dignitas becoming rising teams are not to be taken lightly. I'm stoked to review Game 2, and hey, maybe there's even a Game 3. I'm Proof Attitude, and here's your Thunder Blunder. Again, Empire picked up Roshan and were uncontested at If you like my videos, then please remember to subscribe. If you want to catch me live, I do shoutcasting for GoForDota.com, so be sure to follow our channel. While you're at it, check out the free tournaments hosted by Go4Dota.